My favorite dish has to be pasta alfredo. But who can afford all the fat and all the calories? Not me. That's why I've come up with my guilt-free pasta alfredo made with whole wheat penne pasta. This serves great as a side dish, or if you add meat like chicken, shrimp, or lobster, it's a great main entree. Here's how you make it. For a diet rich in whole grains, you've got to have your whole grains cooked ahead of time. I call that par cooking. Here, I'm going to make some whole wheat penne pasta. This goes into my guilt-free pasta alfredo dish. To start, bring 2 quarts of water to a rolling boil. Add about a tablespoon of salt and simply add your pasta. Give it a quick stir so that it comes back up to a rolling boil. And in 10 minutes, your pasta is going to be cooked and ready for you to incorporate into a dozen different dishes. Now I think my pasta is close to done. Let me give it a quick test here. That's absolutely done. So I'm going to turn my heat off. And carefully, I'm going to bring my hot pan over to the sink and strain out this pasta. Okay, I'll shake that out loosely. And what I've got here are 2 different containers. One, my plastic container with a solid cover. I'm going to put half my pasta in there, my other half in here. I've got plans for both of these bowls. This one here, I'm going to use later in the week in another pasta dish. So when I get home from work on a Wednesday night, I don't have to take 10 minutes to boil the pasta. It's already made for me. I can just reheat it in any kind of dish that I want to have for that night. First, I'll get my pan under high heat and add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm just using regular olive oil here. I'm going to save my extra virgin olive oil for salads and maybe my bread dipping oils. That pan's nice and hot, and so is the oil. So now it's time to add my fresh cut garlic. That's going to bring all the flavor in there because we're taking the fat and the calories out. We got to replace it with all natural, flavorful, aromatic ingredients. That's what garlic can do for you. Now Sunday night, I made my whole wheat penne pasta for another dish, but I stored some extra in my refrigerator. I'm going to go step away, grab that, get it right into the pan. I like to store them in these quality plastic storage vessels. They stay for a while, they keep all the other flavors out, and they're easy to dispense. Turn my heat down just a little bit. I'm going to break my pasta up, and I can just see that it's in great shape, that pasta, because I stored it well. I didn't just throw it on a plate uncovered in the refrigerator. All right, there it is. Now I'm going to take a moment to let those flavors blend together and coat that pasta. Great. And now it's time to make this an Alfredo sauce. How I do that and still make it guilt-free is I use cornstarch and milk, and I shake it together, not stir. Then I'll add that in. I'll hear that sizzle because I need to bring that to a boil so that it will achieve its full thickening power and really give us that texture that all Alfredo sauces have and that we love about Alfredo sauces. But what I'm also going to do is add some extra 2% milk to give us that texture, consistency, and thickness that we're looking for. And this is where you can adjust this to your preferences. I like my sauces nice and thick and well coated upon that pasta. Now it's time to add my seasonings. I've got my all-purpose seasoning blend that I made last week. It's got onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and kosher salt. I do that as a time saver in the beginning of the week so that I don't have to add 4 different ingredients every time I make a dish. It's just one at a time. All right. Now as that's thickening up, coming to a boil, my Alfredo sauce is being created. I think I need just a little more milk in there. And I've got a little extra pasta here because I wanted to use it all up. Why waste it? I know there's going to be a lot of mouths wide open ready to try this dish. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more, half a tablespoon of this olive oil. Get that blended in there nicely. Let it come up to that boil that we're looking for, because that's when it thickens up, and not until then. Let it coat all that pasta. Wow, this is looking great, and I'll tell you what, it's smelling great. Yeah, I'm losing a little bit of that pasta on the sides. Collateral damage, I call that. And I think I need a little bit more of that milk, and we are good to go. Now it's time for that clutch ingredient for this dish. Yeah, you know what it is, grated Parmesan cheese. If you add that to anything, it's going to taste good. You could put it on an old leather shoe and it will taste great. I'm going to kill my heat, incorporate that Parmesan cheese, and in less than 5 minutes, from pan to plate, there you have it. Guilt-free pasta Alfredo, employing great whole grain pasta, low-fat milk, and Parmesan cheese. Yeah, and don't forget the fresh garlic. Let's plate this up, because it is time to eat. I don't like to wait a long time to get my meals on the table. I like to eat quickly, because I'm a busy person. And I'm going to garnish that with some fresh oregano that I picked from my garden. And there you have it. 5 minutes, guilt-free pasta Alfredo, ready to eat. You're going to love it.